What is going on, YouTube? Figured I'd do another video. It's been a while since I've done one. Out of my local city course, a little 9 holes. It's only 2,700 yards, and I am riding today because it is blazing hot out. Heat index of about 105 today, so I needed a little bit of shade. I want to live with it, but today is basically going to be a little montage I'm going to put together. I'm going to be ball testing here a little bit, trying to figure out what works for my game still. Previous video, I actually did a Instagram post. I did a test of the Taylormade Project S versus the Vice Tour, and I actually found both balls to be incredibly equal in terms of playing ability for myself. Actually, the Project S flew a little bit higher than the Vice Tour, which doesn't bother me too much, except for the fact that I play one-length irons. One-length irons in the shorter irons make the ball fly much, much higher to compensate for the higher club head speed. Previous videos, if you've watched any of them, you heard me say I don't care about ball flights, and that, for the most part, is still true until I started playing these one-length clubs and learning them and being able to adjust to them and play my game to work with them. I learned that I don't want something that flies that high. It's kind of crazy. So basically today I'm going to be trying 2 different balls. I am a fan of Vice products. I'm actually using the Vice Pure Glove for the first time today. We're going to see how that works. So I'm actually going to be playing Vice Pro Soft in, of course, the awesome lime color, because that is a fantastic color. And then I bought a sleeve of Taylormade Project A's. So these are a little bit better than the Project S. These are more urethane cover, 3-piece ball. Still going to be a great looking ball. Apparently a lot of the reviews that I've seen online say they're as good as a TP5 or 5X, just a little bit cheaper. So I want to see how these are going to go. It's a little bit windy today, so we'll see how these things fly in the wind. I've played the Pro Softs before, and Vice markets them as a ball that is for a slower swing speed, and I have a higher swing speed, but I love the way these balls feel on short approach shots. They're very, very soft. They have a great spin to them where they kind of stop once they land on the green. I don't get any backspin because I'm just too inconsistent with my game right now, but I definitely love the way those balls feel at the shorter shots. Up the driver face, I can't tell any difference. I'm too inconsistent with my driver to really care or notice how a ball flies off of that. So basically, these ball tests is going to be between the Taylormade and the Vice on my shorter shots. So I'm going to do some recording of those shots and some updates on how the balls are going through this 9-hole course. So that was a legit birdie with, I say legit, I had a punch shot with the Taylormade. I had an off shot for my tee shot. But the Vice had a shorter chip, had a better tee shot just all around. So that's a birdie for this very short par 4 here. But I did like the way the Taylormade checked up on the pitch shot coming up. So again, the Pro Soft is fantastic off the shorter clubs. The feeling, it's very, very soft. I love the way it feels. So the pitch shot didn't tell me anything, so now we'll do the putter face test with Project A. That's one hole completed. Basically nothing to tell so far. And as I said, it's a very short par 4. It's 218 yards, but you can see the tee box is actually back here, but they're doing some construction, so they moved it to there. So normally it's about a 280 yard par 4, but they shortened it up to the red tees today for the construction. So moving on to the next hole. So it'll be a good test for the driver for both balls, see which one flies higher or lower. About a 300 yard par 4 here. Maybe you can see the green behind me there, but we'll see how this goes. Look at these pitch marks everywhere. This is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a couple down here that I saw. It's just unacceptable. Why can't you just fix your pitch marks? There's one right there. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. It's ridiculous. Anyways, both balls, birdie or par putt, both checked up nicely from my pitch shot. I used my 54 from right about there, if that makes any sense. Both landed just short around here, and I put them up, so both felt great off the face. Both checked real nice. They didn't roll out. I expected a little bit forward roll, but with the 54, I didn't really expect that much. So far, I'm actually liking the Taylormade a little bit better. Feels a little bit firmer off the face of the club, which I know I said I like soft balls, but if anybody has ever played that Vice Pro Soft, they know that thing gets marked up very, very badly through a round. So the biggest difference right now would be the price. The Vice Pro Soft, any Vice ball, buy more, you get them a little bit cheaper. So, you know, 1 dozen of that is, I believe, 35 bucks. Same as Project A, but you buy 5 dozen of the Vices, and they're going to drop down to like 21 bucks a box or something like that, I believe. So depends on what you like, but we'll keep on playing and see how it goes. So here we got a par 3, about 180 yards, and it looks like the pin is more on the back, so it's probably going to play closer to about 190. This is going to be a really good test for the ball test to see which one can stick and hold on the green. Be probably a good 7-iron shot for me, and we'll see what happens. But basically, so far through the round, really can't tell the difference between either ball, the Pro Soft or the Project A. I would say I actually feel like I'm getting a little more distance out of the Project A than out of the Vice Pro Soft. And I don't know if that's due to the whole slower swing speed conditioned ball. I really don't know. I do know that I'm just too inconsistent in my swing that I think I'm not going to have an effect on that at all. So let's see how this 180-yard par 3 goes. Hopefully I can get the Android shot tracer to work on this, and I'll get that all edited in and make it look awesome. Two terrible swings. Probably should have used a 6-iron on this, get a little bit more distance. So, not a good test. It's my own fault. Is not that good of a golfer, but that's why I do this. Try and get better. Arm around is done. Thinking a little bit about the two balls that I just played, the Vice Pro Soft versus the Taylormade Project A. And I actually think I walked away liking the Project A better. Now, I'm not one that's a great golfer, as I've said numerous times here already, but I also don't have access to a data logger or a TrackMan or any of that stuff that I can hit it to a screen to and try and read it and figure out what's going to be better for my game that way. I go off of my feel on the golf course, and I actually think I got a little bit more distance out of the Project A. The Pro Soft did feel a little bit softer, but they both felt the same off the putter face. They both had the same sound off the putter face. They both had the same sound off of the irons. So I think the edge would go to the Taylormade just based off of the slight distance advantage. I think they both stopped on the green very well. For me, I normally use a 54 and a 60. And the 60 is an old one. It doesn't put a lot of backspin on anything, but it does what it can. And it still the ball still stopped approximately where I figured they would. So I did throw out my Vice Tours that I have, which are a 3-piece Surlyn covered ball. And those actually rolled out a little bit further. So you know that the advantage between the advantage of urethane versus Surlyn, the urethane is going to grab a little bit better, have a little bit more grip, and it's going to stop faster. And I definitely noticed that between the Vice Tour and the other two balls I was playing, whereas, you know, the urethane balls obviously stopped sooner and had a better reaction. So, being a mid-high handicapper, my best guess right now is I'm probably around an 18, 19 right now. I still think a lower level ball, such as the Vice Tour or the Bridgestone E7 or whatever it is now, or the Project S, might be a better ball for me due to its cheaper nature. But I'm also at the point in my game where I understand what I want the ball to do in the short game. And a urethane ball is going to do that way better than any Surlyn covered ball. So, again, it's the price difference it comes down to, but I still think I don't buy balls in bulk because I'm constantly trying to find a new ball that I'm happy with. And so, with that in mind, a dozen of the Project A's are 31 or 33 bucks US versus the Vice Pros. The Pro Soft, the Pro, and Pro Plus, they're all the same price. It all depends on how you buy them. So I give the edge, actually, to the Taylormade. And I'm a huge fan of Vice products. I like what they do. But I think in this instance, it's actually, again, for my game, in this instance, it is a advantage of having years and years of ball research that Taylormade does over what Vice has done. Vice is making a good product, but I think in a few years, they might actually develop a better product. So that ends my vlog of this. Hopefully, if you're still watching, I thank you for tuning in this long. This is all done with a cell phone, so it's not the greatest video in the world, I know that, but thank you for sticking along this long. consider subscribing. I'm going to do more of these in the future, analyzing my swing, doing some ball tests, or just general everyday vlogs. I'm going to get to some nicer courses here in Wisconsin later in the year, and I might do some vlogs of that, showing the courses and the areas, and hopefully I can get some better camera work in that time. So consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and have fun golfing.